Hi, good morning. Welcome to this class again. I hope you remember where we stopped yesterday. We are talking about the representation, how the people are representing themselves in the government. All the people of the country cannot go and sit in the parliament. So we select our representatives through the election and we make them members of the parliament, MP. We make them MP and we send them. And those people become our representative. They become our voice. Whatever we want to speak in the parliament, they will go and say there on our behalf. So whatever decision that we want to make they will go and announce it, they will go and share it in the parliament, so that government will have the idea what are our ideas, what are our aspirations, demands and so on. So let us see a few questions. How this representation is possible? How does it take place in our country or in our parliament? Let us see that. So use the term constituency and represent to explain who an MLA is and how the person gets elected. So I'm sure you are more familiar with elections, especially the MLA election or the state election, state assembly election. Just recently, the last year we had the election into our Arunachal assembly, and the BJP party got majority and they have formed the government in the state. So I'm sure you're all familiar with this. The constituency. First, let us see what is the meaning of the term constituency. Constituency is the area. From one constituency, one elected person can be elected, one representative can be there. So here it is Ziro constituency, and there can be only one MLA elected from here. So that area or that territory from where one person will be elected. So according to the population, the government will decide there should be how many constituency and so on. So area by area there will be constituencies. According to the population, government will decide. So more the thicker the population, there will be more constituencies in the state. So here in Arunachal we have how many constituencies are there? You can find out, check or ask your elders and find out exactly how many MLAs are elected from the state, from Arunachal state. And here each some of you are coming from other constituencies, some are from this Ziro. So find out. So that is your work. Try to ask others and try to find out. Then MLA. Who is an MLA? Member of Legislative Assembly. So the persons whom we are electing in the state election, they become MLA, Member of Legislative Assembly. They do not become MP. They do not become MB. MB means the election to the parliament that is conducted throughout the country at a time. But state assembly is elections are conducted not throughout the country but throughout the state. That becomes an MLA, a person who is elected from assembly constituency, he becomes an MLA. I hope you understood the terms. The constituency means the area from where an MLA is elected, and that there may be many candidates, and one who is elected, he becomes an MLA, member of Legislative Assembly. Then discuss with your teacher the difference between a state legislative assembly, that is also called Vidhan Sabha, and also the parliament, that is called the Lok Sabha. So we already said what is the difference between MLA and MP. MLA is elected to the state legislative assembly, but MP is elected to parliament, member of parliament, that is MP. So MLA will be participating in the decision making of the assembly, which is concerned only about that state, not for the whole country. But MP will be discussing matters in the parliament which is concerned about the whole country. So all the people in the country, they will be representing represented by the MPs whom they elect, and they will be making laws for the whole country in the parliament. But in the state assembly, the MLAs will be making rule only for their own state. They cannot make rule for other states. They will be allowed to make rule and the laws, everything that is needed for just their own country. Within their country, they have to make the laws. They cannot go and make law for other countries. Then, from the list below, identify the work of a state government and that of a central government. So, on the page number 33, we have given a list is there, and whether we have to, according to this list, we have to find out which is responsibility of the state government and what is the responsibility of the central government. The first one says the decision of the Indian government to maintain peaceful relations with China. So it is an international issue. A state cannot make a decision to go and make friendship with China. So the Indian government has to make the relationship or make the decision whether we should have good relationship with China or not. So it is not under the control of state government. So it is the work of the central government or the government of India. Then second one is the decision of the Madhya Pradesh government to discontinue board exams in class 8 for all the schools under this board. So the government of Madhya Pradesh is deciding this year we will cancel all the class 8 students exams under this board. Under this board means Madhya Pradesh board. So it is a decision that is affecting only the students of Madhya Pradesh, not other states. Madhya Pradesh has no right to cancel the exams of other states. They can cancel only students of Madhya Pradesh. So it is a state issue. So the decision will be taken by the members in the assembly. So it is a state issue. Then the third one, introduction of a new train connection between Ajmer and Mysore. So you know, train or railway, it is under the central government. So in order to issue a new train from one state to another state, it is state government. That state government cannot take the decision because railway belongs to the central government. So it is the central government who will decide whether this train should be given or not between Ajmer and Mysore. So this train should be there or not. It is the decision that should be taken by the central government. So it is a issue of the central government. Then introduction of new 1000 rupee notes. You know, in our country, the new rupee notes are printed by Reserve Bank of India. And the Reserve Bank of India is functioning under the central government, not under the state government. So whenever the central government needs more money to be printed, they will give permission to the Reserve Bank of India and they will print out new notes. So that is also an issue of the central government, not by the state government. Then number 4, fill in the blanks with the following words. So there are 4 words are given there. One is universal adult franchise. Second one is MLAs. Third one is the representatives. And fourth one is directly. So there are a few columns are there, blanks are there. We have to fill them up using these words. So democratic governments in our times are usually referred to as representative democracies. And in representative democracies, people do not participate dash. They do not participate dash. Which word will be fitting for that? They do not participate directly. So the fourth word directly is the one, the answer. But instead choose their dash. Choose their dash. Which word will be fitting for that? Their representatives. The third word, representatives. Through an election process. And these dash meet and make decision for the entire population. So these dash, which one is fitting there? These MLAs. These MLAs meet and make decisions for the entire population. And these days, a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allows what is known as dash. What is the answer there? The first one, universal adult franchise. So, if that universal adult franchise is not there, then we cannot call a government a democracy. And this means that all adult citizens in the country are allowed to vote. So, I hope you all got. The first one is the word directly. Second one is representatives. Third one is MLAs. Fourth one is universal adult franchise. These are the answers to fill in the blanks. Then number 5. You have read that most elected members, whether in Panchayat or in Vidhan Sabha or the Parliament, are elected for a fixed period of 5 years. Why do we have a system where the representatives are elected for a fixed period and not for life? So we know we elect the members to the Parliament, to the State Legislative Assembly, or even to the Panchayats. That is the local governments, village level. So all these elected leaders, they have got a fixed term. They cannot go beyond that. The maximum time that is given to them is just 5 years, not more than that. And if they want to continue again, they have to stand for election again, they have to win the election, then they may be continue another 5 years. So the question is, why are we limiting their term into 5 years? And why can't we allow them, you continue till you die? Why can't? So the reason is that the people have got the power to choose. So if you have elected them for life till they die, then that's no choice anymore. People have elected once and they will continue. So people have no choice of election again. So people are the power, the most important power in the democracy. So they have elected a person, and if they realize that this person is not doing well, this person is not representing our issues in the parliament properly, then next election will come, we will make him defeated. We will elect someone else who will be able to solve our problems, who will be able to help us and so on. So that is why the term is fixed for 5 years. One MLA or MP or Panchayat member, he can continue only 5 years, and then the election will be there again. People are given the choice again to elect a leader. If that person was doing well, they can elect him again. If that person was not doing well, then they can reject him and elect a new leader. So it is for the people's advantage. The elected representatives or the government should realize that if we are not doing well, the people will not elect us again. So it will be a motivation for them, a compulsion for them to do well, to work for the people and so on. Otherwise, people will show their power by rejecting that person, rejecting that government, and electing new leader, new government. So it is for the people's advantage that the term is fixed as 5 years, so that they will be able to elect a new leader, elect a better leader each time after the term ends, that is after 5 years. Then number 6 we have, you have read that people participate in other ways and not just through elections to express approval or disapproval of the actions of the government. Can you describe 3 such ways through a small skit? So you have to act out a small skit, a small drama, or small play in order to show how the people can participate in other ways, not just through the elections alone, but how can they participate in disapproving what government is doing is not good. We are not happy with this government. If this plan of the government, this action of the government is not good, how can you make it known to the people? One way is through election. At the end of the 5 year, we reject that government. We make that government lose the election and elect another party or another leader. That shows we are not happy with this government. What are the other ways? Other ways is we can conduct protests, we can make rally, we can conduct public meetings, and we can criticize the government. Through the loudspeaker we can address, we can call the meeting, and people all that area will come, and the leaders will speak to them and criticize the government and tell them that what the government is doing is wrong, they are not doing the real work. So people can criticize the government, make it known to the people. Then we can write in the newspapers criticizing the government, and people will read that. We can speak through medias, social media, we can conduct films, or we can publish in the take cinema films. So in that cinema or film we can have themes criticizing the government, how this government is doing bad things, how the people are fighting against that. Just like India was fighting against the British, the people of the present time also can fight against the government if they are not doing well. So there are different ways of people protesting against the government. They can sit in satyagraha, fasting until death. All these are different ways of protest. So we can plan out in your own way. You may even put up a small drama when there is a program in the village or in the school. So wherever it is possible, you can bring out your own creativity. You can plan out your own who will act as a protester, who will act as a leader, and so on. So it is. I am leaving it to you. And to your class leader, you can plan out, you can discuss together and find out the themes, the programs, or the ways of protest, and how you put up all that. So that will be a very nice thing from your part, and your knowledge, your ideas of the democratic government will increase as well. So that is how our representatives can function. Now let us see, the people are already elected, they have already won the election, and they are going to the parliament, they have become MP. What will they do there? That is the thing that we are going to study next. That is the role of the parliament. So the role of the parliament. So after the members are elected, they go to the parliament, and what will they do there? What is their responsibility? What is their role? What are the functions, or what are the programs in the parliament? You can see in your book, the top one is the parliament building. That is a big round building that is built by the British, and that is the Parliament of India. Then we can see the inside. There are different rows are there, different lines are there. The members can sit, can see in detail how the parliament is there. So first one is the Parliament of India, that is the supreme law making institution. It has two houses, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. The second one is the Rajya Sabha. Then this is the Lok Sabha. So in the Rajya Sabha there is a strength of 245 members, 245 members, and in the parliament it will be, or in the Lok Sabha it will be 545 members. So these two houses together are called parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the Lok Sabha members are elected by the people through the election. We elect our members, we elect our leaders, and we send them to the parliament. And the members of the Rajya Sabha, they are elected by the MLAs of every state. For example, the member of this Rajya Sabha member from Arunachal, they will be elected by all the MLAs of Arunachal Pradesh Assembly. And all the members or MLAs of Assam, they will come together, discuss, and elect the Rajya Sabha member from Assam, and so on. So every state has got their own MLAs, and they will elect the leaders to the Rajya Sabha. And every house, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, few seats are reserved for the President of India. He will select some important people from the country and make them members. Without the election, without the election by the MLAs or by the people, the president will select and choose and appoint. Okay, you are going to be member of Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. So the president of India has got that power. It is given to him. So out of these two houses, we said there are two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Another name for these two houses is, it is called upper house, and this is called lower house. So Rajya Sabha is called upper house of the parliament and Lok Sabha is called lower house of the parliament. So these are the two houses of the parliament and it will be combined together. It is called parliament. So here in the Rajya Sabha, the leader of the Rajya Sabha will be the Vice President of India. Vice President of India will be the leader of this Rajya Sabha. So Vice President VP will be the leader of this Rajya Sabha, and here the speaker will be the leader of this Lok Sabha. So the Prime Minister and the ministers, they all will be attending the meeting of this Lok Sabha. The discussion will be there, going on there. So when there is a passing of a new law or making of a new law, it will be discussed first in the Lok Sabha by all the MPs. Then if they agree that this law is okay, we shall make it as a law, then they will send it again to the Rajya Sabha. There the MPs of Rajya Sabha will discuss it again and they also have to give approve. Okay, this law is good, let us make it a law. Then only that it is called a bill. Before becoming a law, it is called a bill, and that bill will become a law only if the both houses are agreeing. Both Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha have to agree, otherwise that bill will be cancelled. So that is how the function in the parliament is taking place. Let's see. So calendar created after 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that people of India have in principles of democracy. So after getting the freedom in 1947, this was started. The parliament was started, Indian Parliament was started, and that is a symbol that the people have got faith in this democracy. People have got faith in these elected representatives, that these people can lead us properly, these people can guide us properly. They have that conviction. That is why they are electing these leaders. And these are participation by the people in the decision making process and government by consent. So people are giving a representation to the government, sending leaders, and that way they are giving consent, they are giving agreement that okay, we agree, we accept these people as our representative, we believe that they will be able to guide our country, they will be able to represent our demands and desires, all that. So people agree with that. And elections to the parliament are held in a similar manner as they are for the state legislature. So Lok Sabha is usually elected once in every 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies as shown in the map on page 41. And each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest elections usually belong to different political parties. So, you can see in your page 141, symbol 41, the map of India is given there. You can see the map of India is given there, and it is divided into different numerous parts. So it is on each constituency. So suppose to have 545 constituency in India. So you can see how many constituencies are there in Arunachal Pradesh, and it is other states. So some states have got more than 100 seats are there. 100 more than 100 constituencies are there. Arunachal Pradesh has got how many? You count and see. So people elect the members, as I said before, for 5 years. After 5 years there will be election again, and every constituency will have many candidates. You can have so many candidates. Every party can put their own candidates, or if some people don't have party, they can stand as an independent candidate. All that is possible. So any person who is able to fulfill the requirements that is set down by the Indian Constitution, they can stand as a candidate, and one who gets the highest vote will be the winner, and he will be elected to the parliament, or if it is state election, he will be elected to the assembly. So he will become our representative, because we have the majority of the people have voted for him and he is elected, and different candidates will belong to different party. So as a whole, the country, which party's candidates or candidates belonging to which party is getting more leaders elected, more people elected, more members are elected, they will form the government in the center. So with the help of the table below, let us understand further. So you can see in your page again, there is another table is given there. It was the election conducted in 1984. The election conducted many years ago. So what is the result of that election? You can see the number of people or number of MPs elected in the election. So first it is Bharatiya Janata Party. They got only 2 MPs. Only 2 leaders were elected in the whole of country. Then Communist Party of India, they got 6 MPs. 6 MPs were elected. Then Communist Party of India, Marxists, they got 22 MPs elected. Then Indian Congress Socialist Party, they got 4 MPs. Then Indian National Congress, they got plenty, they got 404 MPs elected. Then Janata Party, only they got 10. Then Lokdal Party, they got 3. So these are the main parties, national party. They have got representation in every state throughout India. There are so many other parties are there. They are called state parties, and they have got representation only in that state. They don't have party outside that state. So it is a local party formed by the people of that state itself. They are called state party or local parties. For example, All India Anna DMK, or it is called AIADMK. That is a state party in the Tamil Nadu. They have got party only in Tamil Nadu. That is state party, and they were able to win 12 seats in Tamil Nadu in their state. Then Dravida Munneta Kazhagam, that is DMK. That is also a local party from Tamil Nadu. So they were able to win 2 seats. Then All India Forward Bloc, another state party, All India Forward Bloc, they were able to win only 2 seats. Then Indian Congress J, they were able to win 1 seat. Then Jammu and Kashmir Conference, that is, they were able to win 3 seats. Then Kerala Congress J, they were able to win 2 seats. Then Muslim League, they were able to win 2 seats. Then Peasants and Workers Party of India. So the Peasants and Workers Party of India, they were also able to win 1 seat. Then Revolutionary Socialist Party, they were able to win 3 seats. Then Telugu Desam Party from Andhra Pradesh, they were able to win 30 seats. Then Independence. So independence means people who don't have any party. They are not standing for election under the name of a party. They are standing as an independent candidate. So 5 of the people were able to stand without support of any party, and they were able to win the elections. So altogether there were 514 MPs. Supposed to be how much? 545. So 2 members were elected, supposed to be elected by the or nominated by the president, and maybe some other places election was not conducted, and therefore the result was available only for 514 constituencies. So that is how the elections are done. After the election is done, the election commission will chart out which are the people who won the election, they belong to which party, and each party has got how many representatives in the parliament, and so on. They will make the chart like this. Then use this table alongside to answer the questions below. Who will form the government? So look at this government, look at this chart, this list, and say who will form the government after this election. So the party which has got the highest number of MPs, highest member means they should have more than half. The half is 545. So the full is 545. So what will be the half? They should have 223 MPs minimum. So in order to form the government, they should have more than the half. So 223 means it is half of 545. So if it doubles, it will become 500. No, it will come 545 means it will become 273, not 223 but 273. So there should be 273 MPs are required in order to form the government. So in this election, which party got more than 273? It is a Congress party which has got 404 seats. So they will form the government because they have got majority, more than what is required they have got. So they will form the government. No other party, even if all the other parties come together and say we will form the government, they don't have enough number. They cannot reach 273. Therefore, they will not be able to win the form the government. So only Congress will be able to form the government because they alone have got 404 MPs. And who will be the present for discussion in the Lok Sabha? Who will be the present for discussion in the Lok Sabha? That will be the speaker, will be the president for discussion in the Lok Sabha. Is this process similar to what you have read about in class 7? So in class 7 also you have studied about parliament, and what do you think? Is it the same as we are studying now, or is it different? Then the photograph on page 28 shows results from the third Lok Sabha elections held in 1962. Use the photograph to answer the following questions. So see the page 28 and there is a photo given from an all elections, that was election done in 1962 after the independence. That was the third election. We can see in the unit 2 there is a list is there given there, and look at that, different parties are there, and from state wise how many members are elected. Those days it was only 490 seats total, and so look at that and see, answer these questions. Which state has the highest number of MPs in the Lok Sabha? Why do you think this is so? So in that, which state has got highest number of MPs? It is Uttar Pradesh. They have got 86 MPs. Those days, now it is more than 100. So those days it was, Uttar Pradesh was the highest, having highest number of MPs. Why do you think reason why they have got highest number of MPs? Because the state is very big and population is also very big. So the constituencies are divided according to the population. So more people means there will be more constituencies, more MPs. And which state has the least number of MPs in the Lok Sabha? So in that list, which state has got least MPs? It is, many states are there with one, isn't it? So there are many states with just one MPs. You can identify. Then, which political party has won the most seats in all states? So, party wise also it is given there. So, the first one is most of the states we can see the Congress has won most of the seats. So, it is the Congress party who got more seats. They got 338 seats. All other parties they have got very less. The other second highest one is the Communist Party, which got 29 seats. So they are all much below, much behind the Congress Party. Then, which party do you think will form the government? Give reasons why. So here, which party will form the government? Certainly it is the Congress Party because they have got the majority. Those days the total number of seats was 490. So the half will be 245, isn't it? Half will be 245. They need to get a little more than half. So they should get 246 seats minimum. So Congress has got 338 seats. Therefore, they are able to form the government. They have got the required number. They will be able to form the government. So that is how the elections are taking place in the parliament. And after the election, the party which gets more than half of the members, they will form the government and they will form the government, and from them again some leaders will be selected as to become ministers and so on. So once elected, these candidates become members of parliament or MPs, and these MPs together make up the parliament. And once election to the parliament have taken place, the parliament needs to perform the following functions. So once they are elected, they become MPs, they become our representative, and in the parliament they have got certain functions, they have got certain responsibilities, they have to fulfill that. So we shall study that one in the next class, the functions of the parliament. So till then, bye.